viewers, welcome back to yet another episode of Patkai Talks, where we dive into various pressing issues of the day. I am your host Grace Zung, and today we'll be discussing on the NLTP Act, that is the Nagaland Liquor Total Prohibition Act, and the legalization of alcohol in Nagaland. To ponder more on the discussion, we have some distinguished guests, Mr. Surata and Ms. Chinru on my right, who will be speaking on the NLTP Act. On my left side, we have Mr. Toto and Mr. Mabemo, who will be speaking on the legalizations of alcohol in Nagaland. The government of Nagaland has now considered easing the Nagaland Liquor Total Prohibition Act, and it has been over 3 decades since they have decided to revisit this act. So, Mr. Mabemo, if this act is being enacted and the legalization of alcohol is also enacted, what changes do you think will affect?
We should legalize the NLTP Act, which was enacted in 1989. We see Nagaland is a dry state, but we see alcohol selling in every part of the state. It has been a failure of 35 years where illegal alcohols are sent to Nagaland. So, prohibition isn't stopping alcohol from people from drinking. They are causing more underground market and health issues.
And just to add to his point, what effects would it have is that there would be, if legalized, if the act is legalized, I think there would be less bootlegging, and the people won't have to, consume the alcohol illegally, and means that it's against the law, and it would create employment, which would be beneficial to our state, especially our state, which is facing lots of unemployment. Creation of jobs, which would help the society.
But the creation of the jobs, say, people who work in the, say, if we legalize it, the people will start working in the alcohol manufacturing industry. But won't they give them, won't the people, instead of giving them in cash, I'm sure most of the people, they would like it in kind. They will ask for bottles of wine alcohol instead of cash. Now, if they do that, the people, they will ruin their life, of course, starting with, instead of cash, if they take bottles of alcohol, what will they eat at their home? What will they take? What will they feed their families? And it will also increase, in the long run, of course, the economy will rise. The revenue income will increase, but in the long run, what will happen to the society? The society will start to break. The people who can't afford alcohol, they will start stealing. People will start driving drunk at night, late at night. Girls won't be able to, walk freely at night. Now there will be harassments and domestic violence. So I think the positive effects that you gave will be there, but there will be more negative effects rather than the positive effects.
So for that, we would have legal regulations, licensings, and all the legal stuff that is needed to make the act probable for the public, for the people, where as you said, there will be increase in domestic violence. For studies have shown that domestic violence hasn't gone down since the act was, when it was legalized. When the act was passed in 1989, studies have shown that domestic violence has not gone down. There has not been any.
Now, the act was first initiated in 1989. Now it was enforced because there was a rise of violence because of the consumption of alcohol. Now, ever since they enacted it, there has been not a significant. There has been lower percentage of violence being occurring, and
no, there hasn't been lower cases of violence occurring. according to what you're saying. In fact, it has, I wouldn't say it has gone up, but it is just the same as before, and for that, it is inevitable to, totally ban as you said, ban liquor. So why don't, instead of prohibiting it, why don't we legalize the act so that there can be measures which the government can take, which the people, us as citizens, lawful citizens, can go through have a serious discussion about it, about the pros and cons, and maybe even, talk with the religious organizations about the positive effects and negative effects. And banning it has only made it go underground, where people are.
It has made it worse because, as we can see, that due to the prohibition, there are many underground marketing where illegal alcohols are sold. And as for the research, our neighboring state Assam has earned, in a per day they earn more than 10 crores approximately, and in 2016 and 18 they earn around 1,687.7 crore each year, and in 2020 to 2023 they earn around 3,874 crores, and in 2024 they are aiming for more. So instead of giving our money to outside of the country, to outside of the nation, outside of the state, we can build our own industry where we will sell good quality of wine, alcohols, and sell it at a cheaper price.
Alcohol, depending on the quality, be it the good qualities or the bad qualities, alcohol, it's bound to get people drunk. Now, if people are
but
drunk,
it's clearly written there that there is a danger sign. So
yes, we know that alcohol
there is a
not,
limit.
It's not good for our health.
No. As an educated people, we know that if we drink alcohol out of the limit, we are bound to get intoxicated.
now,
So as
If
an
we
educated
legalize it
people,
also,
we
if
should
it's
know our
still
limit
alcohol,
so that there won't be an health issue there.
now
Okay, so Mabemo, you have mentioned about Assam getting its revenue from alcohol. So how much revenue could Nagaland actually gain by lifting the ban, and where would that money be used?
If we legalize alcohol in Nagaland, we can build our own industry where we can circulate the money around our nation for infrastructures, roads, hospitals, and schools. So yeah, that's it.
build the road. They doesn't give us the money to buy alcohol. Now, it is the work of the ministers to work on that. It's not because of the alcohol that the road is bad. Now, if the road is excluding the road, and if we implement it, education and campaigns can be held even without the legalization of alcohol. Even if we legalize, without legalizing it, people can be they can give campaign on why alcohol is bad, why it causes domestic violence, why it causes social disturbances. And I'm sure no one would like to have a neighbor who is always fighting with their wife or their children at night. Would you like to?
But even so, as you said, even we've been doing it for the past 3 decades since the law has been enacted, and then we have been doing so many awareness programs, or as you said, the awareness programs on the use of alcohol, but there hasn't been any change in it. There hasn't seen any effect of it. So I think we should, as a public, let the act be legalized, and then from the revenue that is generated from the alcohol sales, which is legal, which is safe, which is not bootlegged, or which is not coming from illegal means, from the revenue that is created legally, we can make hospitals, we can make rehabilitation centers, we can make programs which are bigger and more effective.
Why make hospitals to treat alcohol when we can completely prevent it? Now, Now there is a saying, prevention is better than cure.
So
Why?
you said there's a
why-
prevention, then why there is a failure for 35 years of selling of alcohol and they are
That
consuming
totally
it?
depends
Then
on the people of
They
the
should
Naga.
have
The
they
Naga
should
society,
have
they,
put
we grew
a-
up with lots of, I'm sure the Naga as a culture, we had our own indigenous drinks. And like, but which is, I believe, will be much more, the alcohol content will be much more lesser than the ones that are imported from outside. Instead of selling these things, we can make it, instead of like taking the harmful ones, and we can also see the indigenous drinks being sold at during festivals like hornbills and some other traditional festivals. Now these things are completely different from the ones that are being sold in that are being imported from outside. They which are made from rice, fermented. These are all fermented instead of being chemically processed.
You're saying that we don't drink, we only drink during festivals, but if we look at it in reality, we can find in every corner. There's been studies that shows that there is illegal, shops that sell alcohol or rice beers, as you said, which gets us drunk, right? Rice beers also gets us drunk. So it has been seen that there is approximately, like 10 to 20 alcohol shops where they sell alcohol illegally within 2 kilometers of every state of Nagaland. So yes, we can advertise our rice beers, indigenous drinks, which have been deeply rooted in our in our Nagaland tradition, in our Nagaland culture. So if we legalize it, the traditional makers or the as you said, indigenous drinks, we can advertise it legally with the alcohol.
Now let me add to the point. In 2000, I guess for 2020 awards in rice beer, as you say in rice beer, they are also eating medicines where in those chemicals are included, so it's not safe.
Yeah, so
it's not safe.
Instead of that, we can legalize it, and
Yeah.
in tune with alcohol, we can sell it in a legalized way. And as you said that it also gets us drunk, right? Alcohol also gets us drunk, rice beer also gets us drunk, and it leads to domestic violence, as you said, when drunkenness is not prevented. So we can, with the legalization, and not only that, we will take measures when it is legalized. We can take measures like only 21 years of above with license, with proof, can buy alcohol for not whole day but limited time of the day, and then so we can sell it legally when, and there's so many opportunities will come out from that instead of the negative points, as you said. There hasn't been any positive impact since it was enacted in 1989, and if we can legalize it now, and we're not living in the era of that when it was enacted. We're modernized. We have different thoughts now. The world is changing, and in a globalized world where India is on trend with with the globalization of other countries, developed countries, where legal alcohol sales, there in America, like example in America, they have, liquor is legal, and you can see that they don't drink adulterated or bad quality of alcohol, and it actually helps the economy as a whole. And to say that it is impacting negatively in our, so we don't live in that era when it was implemented, and then as a state, as ourselves, Nagaland, we can benefit much from it if we legalize it today, because we are more educated. The youths, the people are more educated now than ever in Nagaland. So from that we can
when you say educated youth, I believe that most of the I have seen and I've seen that most of the students, like be it college or high school, they drink a lot. They drink it through illegally. They buy,
Because it's sold
instead of-
illegally.
even if it
Yeah,
was,
that's why, because
even
it's
if
sold
it was
illegally.
sold legally, they will
Illegally.
still buy it illegally because
No.
they're still underage.
We can prevent. We
No.
can
Yeah.
measure
Even if
it.
there's a
So, Ms. Chingri, I have a question here. Can education and awareness about alcohol risk works better than legalization?
Yes, education and awareness can be risk of alcohol can be more effective than legalization in certain contexts. Informing individuals about in well-read society impact and rationale of addiction can lead more responsible behavior. Programs that promote informed decision making combined with community support and process resource can reduce alcohol-related harm. Legalization might increase accessibility and consumption, which could counteract this effect. Even the children knows that alcohol is not good because they have seen in reality, because they have seen their family struggling because a father or a mother drinking alcohol and then they used to fight in the in the in the household. So in the school, educating them is very important for the children to know what is bad and what is right.
So, Mr. Mabemo, how much revenue could Nagaland gain by lifting the ban, and where could this revenue be used?
This revenue. If we legalize it, there will be a restriction where only 21 age old people can buy the alcohols, and will implement a law where the shopkeeper will sell at that much time, at a limited time, and we can
Now,
also
do you
put
believe
up.
that even if we put regulation, do you believe that the people, the shopkeeper, they will still follow the rules?
Yes,
I
I
don't
believe
think
that
so.
because we can advertise in such a way that they will be afraid to do that.
Nowadays the children like youths, they used to make a fake account like fake card and they will try to give
Then we can use a mobile app where
No.
Aadhaar cards are there.
And
Or
that's
show
No,
Aadhaar
the
cards are
children
there.
can make
As you know,
fake-
in
the
Play
kids, they
Store,
can
there is
give
an
extra
Aadhaar
money.
link
You hear me?
where they show our
Nowadays,
original.
the youth
Even
are
if they
very
show our
brave,
original
they
card,
give
they
the
show
people
our
they can
original.
give, if the price of the alcohol is 100 rupees, I'm sure the people they'll give more like 300 rupees to
No,
get
if we
it.
legalize it, we can make it
Of
cheaper.
course, the people,
No, we can
do
make it
you
cheaper.
think that shop
Because
people,
it's illegal,
do you
that's why
think
the
the
price
business
is
people
high.
will ignore the
No,
money that
so,
is
the price is
given?
high.
I don't think so.
If the prohibition is really reduced and it reduced the alcohol consumption, then, or is it just pushed down it underground or just pushed underground rather
Yes,
than
it has, as you said, it has pushed it underground instead of
Stopping it. Stopping
stopping
people from
it.
drinking.
Yeah, instead of stopping people from drinking, it has pushed underground. There has been more and more cases of bootleggings, and then as you can see, even law enforcement, they are, they have been assigned to catch illegal liquors. So if we legalize it, instead of the law enforcement, uh, you know, taking actions on that part of alcohol part where they have to, have duty on that, they can take on more serious cases like crimes, murders, or drug
According
trafficking.
to the
or sex-
negative point of prohibition of NLTP Act, the NLTP Act uneven enforcement has divided class where only rich people are free to access to alcohol and the ordinary people are facing fines and arrests.
Yes.
So-
can I say something? Do women need alcohol?
It's a boom thing.
No
It's
one
okay.
needs. No one
We can't
needs
force anyone to
alcohol
stop drinking.
live.
We can't
No
force
one
anyone to
needs
stop
Now,
drinking.
on the point that
Because-
Sir Toto say that the police they can focus more on the crimes, but how does crime occur? When they are drunk, when they are alcoholics, when they don't have enough money to buy alcohol, they steal, of
They
course,
don't have
because
enough money.
it is
That's
not
why people promote legalizing.
And
There is
that's
higher rate of
That is why-
alcohol sold. If we
now
legalize
even
it,
if
we
we
can
do
sell it
legalize
at
it,
low price.
it will be
Low
cheaper.
price.
If it's cheaper, people will buy more. If they buy more, they'll get drunk more. They'll
Yes.
try to get more money. And
And
if they try to get more money, from where will they get? Stealing, of course.
No,
Even a family will
As
They
of
will take
until
loans.
now,
The
earlier,
families
there
will
was-
if we
social
legalize
status will
it,
be
we can create an
collapse.
employment opportunity.
Employment
There will be
opportunity is just for people to get
opportunity.
drunk and get
According to-
hospitalized.
according
No,
to
they'll
you-
spend more on it.
The employment part. Are you saying that if you legalize alcohol, people will get employed?
Yes,
Good job.
because there will be factories where they can work and they can feed their family, they can feed their
Actually,
education.
in the
Safe
job, when it
legal
comes to job, no one take people who's alcoholic, who is very drunk. They don't, because as like example, give a job, like you're gonna give interview, and then you are a person who is researching a lot. Then whenever you have a program and this and that, like if you are drunk or if you have the
If you're drunk and you're like, not in a good state of mind, would you like that person to come to that event? Of course not.
And
Would
Mr.
you like-
Surta, will stronger law enforcement be more effective than lifting the prohibition to combat crime?
Well, I believe that I think it should be balanced. I believe because instead of like making like sorry, like if we prohibit it, we can like instead of just like legalizing it and making stronger, why can't we just like fully ban it? Because like if we fully ban it, there will be like less people. There will be less people. There will be
If you
people who are
then
afraid to
why
buy
there is a
alcohol.
failure of 35 years? Explain me that. Why there is a failure of it?
And I believe that's
Why
the
there
case
is
of the
illegal
people. The people
alcohol sale
they
in
are
Nagaland?
not backing.
Then-
the people
then
they're not
if you are-
enough. That's why
if
we
you
should
are
ban it.
Banning it,
And
then
we should
ban it
put
in
more
such a way that there
campaign
won't
for the
be
people
any
to know.
single alcohol sold in Nagaland. Then why there is a failure? Tell me.
Because like see now people they crave alcohol. I believe because like if there's no craving, then people alcohol won't be sold. Now if we put more campaigns instead of legalizing it, if we put more campaigns and like if we give them educate the people, they will know why alcohol is bad. And I'm sure we have seen lots of in the Naga society we have seen lots of people, lots of families being falling apart just because of alcohol.
That's
Imagine
why
the bread
educated
burner
people
of the
know
people.
what's the limit, so they will drink in such a way that they
Then
will
do you,
Yeah.
if they're educated, why is Nagaland, still they're failing it, right?
And what about
No,
the
they-
uneducated people? You said that the educated people, they will be the one drinking it. What about the uneducated? If the
we
educated,
can advertise. If we legalize it, we can advertise and show them the consequences and the health issues related
Now,
to
do you
it.
believe that the people
even the
who are
educated people, sometimes they're not following these rules. How are you sure that the uneducated people will follow
Because we can't
this?
stop someone from drinking.
Drinking is inevitable, and as you said, the uneducated people. So from the revenue generated, we can build schools. We can build lots of infrastructure.
And what
lots of
if
shit
they
stuff.
build schools, but what if they invest all the money more on buying alcohols?
No,
No,
since
they-
we are
because
building
will
our own
educate them
industry,
in a positive
how
way.
will circulate our money in the state.
say we build schools and institutions, but will the parents who are drunkards have enough money to send them to school? Of course not. They will spend the children's money on alcohol.
See,
Now,
a drunkard.
now, if a person is
a person
alcoholic, if
will
the father is
be
alcoholic, the children are bound to look at them and they will like, oh, my father is drinking. I should drink too. Why don't I try it? Now, this will ruin the society of Nagaland. Now, if we ban it, there will be like more. If we ban it, the people there will be like less. Yeah, less drunkards, and the kids they will look up to their fathers. They will look up to their parents, and there will also be job opportunities. Instead of why spend money right on alcohol when you can create an entrepreneur environment. Nowadays, I'm sure we have seen a lot of people rising as entrepreneurs. I'm sure even I've also seen high school students starting their own business. They looking at their fathers who are drunkards. They don't want their family to suffer. So in order to take care of their father who's been, let's say, who's been drinking for 10 years, in order to look after them who's been hospitalized, they are working really hard for they are like leaving their own studies just to look after their families, which is in turn neglecting the education of the children. The future of those bright children are being taken away by the drunk alcoholics. Now, I believe that these are all the negative effects of the alcohol, and
We have done it, if I may say so. We have implemented the law in 1989, and we have not seen stoppage of alcohol since then. And even before then, and since then, we have not seen. Instead, they are illegally drinking it, adulterated alcohol, and it's bad for our health. The people who are consuming it, it's bad for their health. And um, see, a person who is a drunkard, even after the act was enacted, we see so many stores, or even in our personal lives, we can see people who drink every day illegally. So instead of that, why don't we legalize it, and with the money that is generated legally and safe alcohol which is safe, not adulterated or which is cheap or which is fake, but safe and legal alcohol, from the money generated, we can educate their children not to drink, not to follow the footsteps of whoever they have been
I believe that
facing and struggling
alcohol,
in their alcohol journey.
no alcohol is safe, I believe, because alcohol it affects our liver. Let's say even if you legalize it, of course there's going to be people who drink more since it's legal. They can spend their own money. They're grown ups. They can spend their own money, spend their parents' money, right? Even if like examples like people who are educated, unemployed, they will be depressed, of course. And though they don't have their own money, they will use their parents' money. Whose money will they use? Their parents' money. They'll use it and like buy it. And if they buy it and they're depressed and they'll be drunk because it's legal now. They can buy it anytime they want. And if they use it, what will they do? They are now at first they were unemployed. Now they're drunk and unemployed. They will have no motivation. They will just be sitting idly in the room drunk,
But
and they will
we can't just
spending
blame
all of their
alcohol
life.
for something. We can't just blame alcohol.
See, because if it's illegal, we can buy as much as we want. But if it's legal, and if we make regulations, we can sell at a limited base, at a limited alcohol to people above 21 years of age, or maybe even make laws that restrict certain ages, even above 21 years, certain ages, to on how much they can buy. So if it's illegal, we can buy as much as we want. We can drink as much as we want anytime. But if it's legal, it would be regulated, and people would not, seek as much alcohol as it is right now.
And as for the result, most of our Naga youths, they go to Assam to buy the alcohol at a cheaper rate, and since they know it's cheap, they tend to buy more and consume more.
So,
It's better to ban,
No,
because if we
it's
don't
better to ban than
if we don't ban,
just like before. Why there is
is
failure of 35 years? Just tell me that.
Now the culture of the Naga society. We as a Naga society, it is our duty. We the Naga as ourselves. It's our duty to look upon it ourselves. We can't blame the government. We should blame we ourselves. Now, if we are educated, if we read more campaign, or if we watch the negative effects and all, even if we the Nagas watch it, we are too proud to accept it. We as Naga, I'm sure. We are like, what's this? Who are they to tell me? Right? If someone tells you don't drink it, you're like, who are you to tell me? Now I'm a Naga and I'm proud to be a Naga. You have no right to tell me. And they will like, and as a fact they will start drinking. Now if we totally like ban it, and like I believe that, as you said, Assam, right? That they have. If we put more stricter, like if we put the strict orders on it, and like regular checking by people who are going up and down, the border. I'm sure these things can be stopped. And if these things are stopped, people will stop going to Assam. Sorry. And they, instead of going to the Assam, they can, they're like, they will use it in something else. The money that they took, the money that they took to buy the alcohol, they can like, since they have nowhere to spend, maybe they'll spend it on like, starting their own business. And especially youths like ourselves, we think that there is nothing like in Nagaland. There's nothing in our Nagaland like for development. But I believe there's lots of things that we can done, like promoting our own natural development.
So, you have said the Nagas are going to Assam to buy alcohol. So, do you believe that that is the reason why Assam revenue is high in alcohol? So, you're trying to support Nagaland's revenue with this. So, do you agree with this statement? Do you think that alcohol is the only source of revenue in Nagaland?
Of course not. In be it Nagaland, Assam, or anywhere in the world, alcohol is not the main revenue of the in there. There can
It's
be
not the main, but it can be one.
why
It can be one of the
if it can be
revenues
one
which
of the
we
main, then it
can
will
cultivate
see
legally,
the people.
safely.
If people, if the Naga culture, if the Naga state, it grows, let's say, exponentially in economic, like for because of alcohol. In the short term, of course, it will be good. But in the long term, what will happen? People will get drunk. They will not go to their job. They will get drunk instead, and they will be like, they will just stay at their home drunk,
They're
party
drunk
all
still.
night.
Even after the act was implemented, still they're drunk. Still they don't have jobs. But if you look at the positive way, there will be more job opportunities. There will be better infrastructure from the revenue generated, and as you're saying, there will be more drunkards. I don't think so because they would be more educated. We would put more efforts into our education system where they teach the youngsters that not to, take
Yeah,
into
I believe
alcohol
that
and
we as Naga, I believe that our mentality are still like young kids. Say if you put a young kid in a room and you like teach him like let's say from age to 3 to 4, our Naga mentality. Now if they tell him eating cake is bad, don't eat it too much, and if you keep it, after that you teach him, you keep it on the table. Will he eat the cake? Of course he will. Just like that, it's like putting a baby on a room with a cake and telling him not to eat it. It's like telling the Naga people, putting it over there and like, don't drink it, it's bad. Of course, the Naga people, we are like, the Naga, as a Naga, we are still yet to learn a lot more from
see
that.
nothing is learned or nothing is built in one day. So as you've taken the example of baby, if it's nothing is built in one day, right? Or nothing is learned in one day. So if we legalize it, everything you're saying, the negatives, it won't just go out in one day. It would take time. Everything takes time. It would take time to make it the law stronger, make the regulation stronger, and the policies of the alcohol stronger. And from the example,
So, Mr. Surza, I have a question here. So, could the societal cost of alcohol outweigh the potential tax revenue?
I believe yes. The societal cost will be more than the potential revenue that is to be generated by the alcohol. Now, if alcohol is legalized, of course there will be revenue generation. But where would the revenue generation be taken, like wasted on? It will be the people, the society, the people of people of the society. There will be more investment on the medication fee. People will have cancers, their lungs, their livers, they will get damaged, and I'm sure it's not easy to repair all these organs. And people, instead of them, the revenue being generating by going to the hospitals, I'm sure people would like to go to more advanced hospitals like Guwahati, Delhi, or maybe even out of India. And with that, the revenue will be spent more on outside rather than on the inside. And also the education system will also be people will not have the money or the revenue to send their children to school. They will also have no money for hospitals, especially the weak, the poor people from the poor backgrounds. And also the people who gets drunk, they usually the young generations, instead of focusing more on the sports or other extracurricular activities, they will be lazy, they will be drunk, not exercise for their events or sports, and they will be lazy, and this will hamper their growth. They can who the people who can be great footballers, tennis players, badminton players. We have been seeing a lot of people rising from there. Now, if they are drunk and if their body are not functioning properly, how will they win for for district level, for national level? How will they compete against people from outside? Now, if the people from the sports, if they grow out, if it grows, then the sports department, they will also grow, which will generate more revenue for the people. And also from the education too. If the teachers are drunk and if they don't come to school, who will teach the children about their college or their life? Or if the teachers are the one who is drunk, who will teach them that? Who are they to teach the children that alcohol is bad?
Said earlier, do you have any counter attack to be spoken on about what he said?
He said that the societal costs are more than the revenue generated, right? So, first of all, he talked about the hospitals, or that we have to go to Guwahatis and other states for treatments and all. But instead of that, if we legalize it and generate the income on our own state, we can build good hospitals, we can build hospitals or technology or equipments we can buy from other states which are better than what we have contemporary, and then people won't be, there would be less expenses if we, because see, we go to other states, as you said, to, to treat,
To treat.
but if we have those in our state, people won't have to go far. They will have easy access. They will have better equipments, and and through education we can build better doctors for the.
So the present potential tax revenue is not up to the the revenue that we'll be earning. So you're saying that if we uplift alcohol and then the revenue we use it in building the hospitals, or say, and we don't have to go and travel around. So if it is legalized, then we cannot always depend on the alcohol revenue. So are you saying that the present revenue that we have, which we are not earning from alcohol, is not enough for Nagaland?
I mean, we are seeing unemployment, cases of unemployment, cases of poverty, even if we can say that, poverty in our state, where people are, so many people are homeless, so many people are facing struggles financially. So exponentially we can generate more. I'm not saying that we don't have enough, but we can all see that we don't have enough in every field. And as you said, that instead of the sports, instead of playing sports or whatever field, extracurricular activities, we can, from the revenue generated, we can build more sportsmen. I mean, build more better infrastructure.
Well, with the discussion that we have witnessed earlier, I'm sure that both the parties have different agreements and disagreements. As a human being, we all have our own opinions, and I'm sure that the government of Nagaland will take up the steps for public safety and also take up on the interest of the people of Nagaland. Well, that's it for today. I am really privileged to meet our distinguished guests here, and I'm sure that the audience have learned a lot today. Thank you, Mr. Surtal, for coming. Ms. Chinri, Mr. Toto, and Mr. Mabemo.
Thank you.